Welcome to the gift, the miraculous. Here we uncover what is original, what is pure, and what defines excellence. Today we explore the power of SQT Spicules, the science, the legacy, and also the transformation. I'm Renée Altakriti, and this is SQT Australia, where it all began. We welcome Rima from Illuminate Skin and Body in Sydney. Thank you for joining us today, Rima.
Absolute pleasure.
It's always lovely seeing you.
Thank you. Likewise.
My pleasure. Now, Rima, the purpose of today, we love to chat about SQT, right? It's the core passion and focus of so many evolving clinics now. And you were one of our originals that came on with SQT
Yeah.
in Sydney, so it's been over 3 years now. So quite impressive. I'm sure you would have treated so many different skin types and had so many different client stories to be able to share with us. But I like to talk about transformations and the transformation that changed everything. Tell me about the one client transformation that made you absolutely certain, without a doubt, that SQT was going to revolutionize your practice. And what did you see that you'd never seen before?
So when I had a client come in, she had very deep forehead wrinkles and crow's feet. And she was straight off the bat adamant that nothing works. This is, skin treatments are just a fad. Her daughter had paid for her to have a facial. She believes it's a waste of money. And she's against all forms of needles, whether it's the baby needle or the big needle. Like, she just really wanted to be difficult and, adamant that, like, all you're going to do is slap on some oil and be like, look how shiny I made you. And then I thought to myself, like, I know to a certain extent that we can rub in the spicules into the skin. And I thought, you know what? She's already got that mentality that we can't change anything. So I thought I'm going to apply a little bit more pressure, more than what we're trained to do so. When she came back in, and usually I do bring in my clients after 2 weeks. When she came back in, the second she walked into my clinic, I just stared at her because I was gobsmacked at the degree of transformation her skin had
Mm.
undergone in that 10 days period of me treating her and then her coming in for a revision so that I can see her skin. And she froze and went, what sorcery did you do to me?
Yeah, I think I've heard that quite a few times, and it's almost, you know, it's finding that balance between no, it's not nothing voodoo. We're working with almost like a creator's gift here, and
Yeah.
that's why I called these little interviews. It's the gift, the miraculous, and it's just the gift that keeps on giving. And it's not like, when clients walk in and we struggle to be able to give them a treatment plan because they've got acne and they're not suitable for this and not suitable for that. So it's really good to be able to say yes to everyone as well, even for things that you don't think, like the new body sets, right? We're actually using them for cellulite and we're getting incredible results. I just did mine 3 or 4 days ago now, my SQT, and I've treated my arms as well. So that's the first time I've used the body set on myself, just sun damage. So it's good that we can actually treat all body areas with a one vial and all skin types. It's an all inclusive. So the client that you could actually finally say yes to, as you mentioned, before Rescue T, what types of clients were in the past maybe you turning away or postponing, and what was it like the first time you could confidently treat a skin that you previously had to exclude?
So our like grade 3, grade 4 acne, where you're kind of like a little bit hesitant. You can be so confident as a dermal therapist, but sometimes you get that client and you just kind of go, is this outside of my scope of practice? Or like, for example, look, I'd want to do maybe a combined approach, maybe we can see GP and then, do what we can do in between. Um, SQT had filled that gap for me where I was confident in saying, I can treat this and not have to worry.
Yeah, and that consultation phase, when the client comes in the door and they've been through the absolute ringer, they've had other treatments elsewhere. They've tried TikTok trends. They've tried everything under the sun. They've probably spent thousands of dollars. And I think that consult phase is really important, not just being educated with the spicules. And I hope that we provide you guys with plenty of education around it and how it works. But I think it's taking that approach. So walk me through your approach when a client comes in with a specific challenging condition, whether it be acne, scarring, pigmentation, melasma, compromised barrier. How do you assess their skin, and what's your actual treatment strategy that makes your protocol so effective?
So whenever we get a new client, we always attach a skin analysis to the consultation. When we do a skin analysis, we're able to look at your skin externally, but also have that third eye where we're looking inside the skin. We look at what is driving that skin condition. We then dive into what is your existing skincare regimen like, and then what have you tried in the past. We try to see how what they've done previously, how it either kept their situation at bay or had it made it worse. Or if there was progress, what progress did they see? Then we start to tailor their treatment plan based on skin analysis, oral consultation, hands-on touch. So we're actually, getting a feel of the skin. Sometimes we even just test patch just to see, like we've got clients that say, oh, I'm so reactive to vitamin C, for example. And it's like, I'll test patch mine. No, 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 no. But it's like, 1 second. You bought one blindly by a TikTok trend, but we're the specialists. We're the ones who are educated. We're the ones who have devoted all our time to learning these ingredients and how to prescribe them to you. So once we've established this sort of consultation, we can proceed with the treatment plan.
Yeah, amazing. And it's so important because safety is number one. And what I love about SQT myself in my own clinic is that chemical peels, I loved doing certain ones on certain clients, but then other clients would come in with darker Fitzpatricks, and I'd start getting a little bit nervous because I've seen some really bad things happen after it. And what I love about SQT personally is that all we do is change the pressure in our fingers, and we alter that technique that we're taught in training. And it just makes it such an inclusive and safe treatment without the needles and the, ablative measures, which is great. But I know you first came on, I think you saw someone's skin at an outside event, and I don't know, I can't remember if this particular person was peeling, but I treated them and you saw them somewhere. I think that's what brought you to SQT, was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the moment you knew, like what was that exact moment you knew in your heart, whether it was during training, treatment, the lady you saw at the social gathering, or a client result of yours where you thought, this is completely different from anything else I've ever used? What do you think that one defining moment would have been?
The fact that we were dealing with needles without the needles. So, a lot of people, I know from my sister, she has the biggest phobia about needles, that even if you were to do a insulin sugar test, that needle will make her faint, like just the thought of
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
So us being able to cater to a demographic that have phobias of needles is something that made me go, that would be a point of difference, because we get people that are afraid of metal needles, and then we have people who, just have said, I've tried I had a client that I'd done SQT on, and she had really great acne scarring results. She said she had done 12 microneedling sessions. And
Wow.
she said, nothing on earth can convince me to do one more, even if it was free. And
Yeah.
she's had 3 SQTs with us, and her skin literally looks like it was grafted. Flawless, monotone skin. That's it.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I think that's our why. Like, that's my why when I wake up in the morning, I might have had a rough night, rough day before, rough week. You know, we all have them, and it's just that one treatment that keeps on giving. And I guess, what would you say to the client who's watching right now? Like, if you had someone watching a video who's been struggling with a skin concern they've got and they've completely given up, what would you want them to know what's actually possible for their skin?
It's cliche to say this, but this is the treatment that you've been praying for.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree with you.
Honestly, this is
Definitely.
the treatment. You know how sometimes you go, I wish there was that one treatment. That
Mm,
one treatment, yes, it's SQT.
yeah,
Yes, it is
amazing.
SQT.
Yeah.
Like the confidence that it gives you. I always say to my clients, like, day 7, when you look in the mirror, you will say a prayer.
Yeah. And
No,
it's not just that, like, our clients want results. Otherwise we're not going to get them back. We want that retention in clinic, right? We want our clients to keep coming back to us. So often say to my clients, no, you don't need to buy a package. I know you'll call me in 3 or 4 days and you'll say, when can I book my next one? Even though you're still healing and you're in those healing phases, you might be peeling, you might be still feeling the spicules on day 3, but rest assured you will love it so much. I know you're going to come back. I don't need to book you. I'll let you just make up your own mind. So it's such a good feeling, the safety, the all inclusive. And I actually, I don't know about you, but I actually enjoy giving the treatment. You know, I feel like I'm back to that therapist touch with the client, like you're
yeah,
back using hands, not a device.
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite incredible. Well,
Yeah,
Rima, thank you. Sorry.
no, it's true because like having that hands-on effect actually even like it builds rapport. You know, the
Mm,
client isn't seeing you as an in and out person. You're
yeah.
touching them, you're establishing that relationship with them. You know, it's funny to even say, but if you're a clinic that has multiple therapists, when the client has SQT with you, it's like they enjoy your hands. Do you know what
Mm,
I mean?
yeah.
And that's that rapport. That's what gets them to book back. Because, like, for example, my clients always say to me, magic hands. And it's not
Mm,
because of the results. It's like they like the pressure. They always like, one of my clients is
yeah.
actually a lymphatic massage therapist. And whenever I'm doing her face, the first thing she always says to me is, no one can touch my face but you. Like I can
Mm,
feel you draining my lymph nodes. So,
yeah.
you know,
Wow.
so having that
Beautiful.
hands-on approach where, you know, it actually does keep the client in your clinic.
It, perfectly said. And that's so beautiful. When you're connecting, that means more than anything, definitely. Well, Rima, thank you for your support over the last few years. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much as we approach the end of the year and coming into 2026. God willing, have an amazing 2026 and all the best. And that concludes today's journey into the gift and the miraculous, the spicules that speak for themselves, their legacy, the purity, the power. From SQT Australia, we thank you for joining us. And remember, this is where the original begins and everything else follows. So thank you.
My pleasure.